Are you into cowboys and Toy Story? If you are, this could be for you. Let's check it out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at this Joyman Toys 1/12 scale Toy Story Woody Western Gunslinger Cowboy. This is one of those third-party companies that are taking their spin on some of iconic pop culture characters, and so here we have a semi-realistic take on Woody from Toy Story. Before we take a look at him, a huge thank you to bombusbee store for sending this sample for a review. If you want to get this figure or any other third-party or licensed imports, check out bombusbee. They have a great catalog of all kinds of brands. Links are in the video description. Okay, first a quick look at the packaging. That is very simple. It does have that Western design with a wanted ad on the front of the box. Or is this the back of the box, or this is the front of the box? I'm not sure, but it's saying that this guy is wanted dead or alive and that reward is $15,000 cash. It also says that our guy is dangerous and always heavy armed. And we have a silhouette of a generic looking cowboy, which I don't think that this is the figure that we are getting here. On both sides of the image there is a generic text that says nothing. It's just here for the aesthetic purpose. But that's it. There's nothing more on this box other than the printed imitation of wood and this sheriff badge on the back or the front or whatever it is. What surprises me the most here is that there is no company name on the packaging. So if the guys from bombusbee didn't tell me what they are standing, I wouldn't know who made this or what it is. That's kind of strange. But now, let's open it up and let's take a look at the figure. Here is Woody out of the box, and this is how the figure looks. The Toy Story inspiration is definitely there. A simple toyish look of the head, the red scarf, the vest with a star, the shirt with line pattern, the belt with a holster, trousers, and boots with spurs. Everything reminds on that popular character, but with proportions more similar to the real-life human. The only thing throwing me off here is the head, because it's kind of too big and it looks toyish, almost creepy. But soft goods are very nice on this figure. They managed to hide the stitching for the most part, and so everything looks nice and clean. This guy is around 16 centimeters tall, and that's without his cowboy hat, that we'll see in a bit. But other than the head, I like the proportions and the figure feels nice and sturdy. Nothing is loose here. Taking a closer look at the details, here is the head, and again, I'm not a fan of this. I get what they were going for, but to me it looks kind of too creepy. It looks plasticky, and I assume that that was the intention. But it makes a big contrast to the rest of the body and soft goods clothes. The hair also looks plasticky, but it's nicely sculpted. It even curls up here in front. Now for me and anyone else who wants to get this figure for everything except the head, it is easily removable, so you can use a custom head. The scarf looks good. It's a separate piece of fabric that has this pattern on it. Then we have his vest with cow marks, and it is also removable. The sheriff star is glued to it. Shirt looks nice, it's really well done, and there are even these silver buttons glued on it. I'm sure that if you wanted to, you could take it off, but I'm not going to do that. Sleeves on the arms look natural. They fit perfectly, and that's good to see. He has his fisted gloved hands that look plasticky like the head. I assume that the belt is also removable, but it looks like the holster is glued to it. And it's a working holster that has this little detail here, and you can put in the gun that also comes in this set. Jeans are also nice. They have a little bit of stretch, a little bit of flex in them, so they don't hinder the leg movement as much as you would probably expect. Here is how they look from the back, and there are two working butt pockets here. Boots look plain and simple, same as the hands and the head. Spurs look fine. They have a little bit of metallic shine, and then we have large peg holes on the bottom of the boots. Let's now take a look at his accessories. He comes with his cowboy hat that looks like your generic cowboy hat. There are some sculpted details going around the edges, so that looks good. Here is the inner side, and it fits on his head perfectly, so this is how that looks. Then you get an alternate head sculpt, and this one gives him that kind of a cocky look. He's like raising his eyebrow and looking off to the side, and you'll notice that there is a peg hole here on his mouth. That is because this guy comes with a cigar with smoke coming out of it. So you simply need to peg it in like this. And this is actually a really nice accessory because this is something that I can use for any of my Wolverine figures. So I'm glad that this was included in this set. And again, to switch out the heads, that is easy to do, even though you will need to pull off this piece, and that leaves you with this small ball peg, because the alternate head already has that piece inside, that extension. So you pop on the alternate head, we put his hat back on, and yeah, this is his alternate look. Then we get his revolver, his gun, that also looks nice. The handle is brown, and then the other part is silver and shiny, and yeah, this looks good. This guy also comes with a total of 7 pairs of hands. We get a pair of fisted hands that are already on the figure, and we get this pair of trigger finger hand and a gripping hand. So this one holds the gun. Then we get an open hand and a hand showing 3 fingers. Then we get a pair of these, and all of these hands are really expressive, so I'm liking that. We also get a pair of whipping hands for some reason, then this pair, and then a pair of hands showing the middle finger. So yeah, a really nice number of all kinds of expressive hands. So this makes this set even more fun. Switching out the hands is really easy. As you see, they pop off without any issue, and we put on the one holding the gun, and then let's give him the one that's showing the middle finger. Yeah, I like this. I actually really enjoy this figure because of the accessories. And as I said, this is a working holster, so his gun slides right in. Let's now take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck give you a great range of movement. Look at this. He can look side to side, and you get a crazy side to side tilt. This is how far he can look down, and this is how far he looks up. I don't know if there is a butterfly joint, but if there is, it is really limited. Arms do go up, but because of the soft goods material that bunches up down here, you can't get the full 360 rotation, and you can hear how tight that joint is. So be careful with that. Arms go out this far. There is a bicep swivel, elbows bent this much. We have a swivel in the wrists and a hinge in all directions. There are 2 cuts in the torso behind the shirt, one up here and the other one behind the belt. So up here you will get your side to side movement and some side to side tilt. Then at the bottom you get another side to side movement, and with those 2 articulation points together, this is how far he can tilt side to side. And then this is how far he bends forward. This is really impressive. And this is how far he bends back. So a really nice range of movement in the torso. Legs move out this far. This is how far they move forwards and back because of the jeans. There is no drop down here. We have a thigh swivel. Knees bend this much. We get a little bit of boot cut, a swivel in the ankles. But here is the main issue with this figure. Feet don't move forward or back. That is a huge shame because I've started to like everything else on this figure. This is truly disappointing. I would argue that this is the most important articulation part on an action figure. And if you're someone like me, I like to give my figures dynamic poses. So it's a shame that the ankles are this limited. There is a little bit of ankle pivot, but not much. And again, back and forward movement is almost non-existent here. And then we get those 2 peg holes. So after messing around with this figure, I would say that there is a very nice base body under the soft goods clothes. The range of movement is really good, almost on the whole figure, except in the ankles, and for me, that's a huge disappointment. Let's now compare this guy to some other figures. Here is how he scales with InArt Dark Knight Batman and Mayfax Joker. Here is how he scales with the original Revoltech Arkham Batman and 1.5 Joker. Here is how he scales with Mayfax Classic Suit Spidey and Daredevil. Here he is with Mayfax Gambit and Hush Batman. Here we have him with Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Logan and Maximum Series Spider-Man. Here he is with SH Figure Arts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Sentinel Peter B. Parker. Then we have him next to CT Toys Brown Suit Wolverine and The Amazing Spider-Man. Then next to the Black Series Darth Vader and Stormtrooper. Here he is with Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection Skeletor and Revelation He-Man. And then with NECA TMNT Movie Raphael and Cartoon Leonardo. Here he is with NECA Feral Predator and Savage Crucible Veteris Repax. And finally with YOLO Park Transformers AMK Series Optimus and Starscream. So there you go, that was my review of Joyman Toys 1/12 scale Toy Story Woody Western Gunslinger Cowboy. Now honestly, this is not something that I would look for on online stores. I didn't even know that this figure exists, but after messing around with it, I can say that it's a really good figure, especially if you are after a good base body and some nice soft goods accessories. The ankle articulation should be much better. I can tolerate the heads because I can put on a custom one, but the ankles, other than the swivel, they practically don't move at all, and that's a big negative for an action figure for something that is meant to be posed. But again, if you're into customizing, this figure could be for you. If you have some experience with these things, you could probably customize the ankles as well. Like I've said, everything else is very good. I like the included accessories, and so if you are after a nice looking western type cowboy figure in the 1/12 scale, this is not a bad option. But those were all just my thoughts, and now I would love to hear yours. What do you guys think about this figure? Does it look interesting to you? Is this something that you are interested in getting? Let me know all of it down in the comments. Once again, a huge thank you to the guys from bombusbee store for sending this for a review. If you are interested in getting this figure or some other imports, check out bombusbee store. Link is in the video description. As always, a huge thank you to my Patreon and channel members for their support. If you can also join and help, please do so. Links are in the video description. And of course, to all of you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.